Greetings, my fellow adventurers. It's Elara. Welcome back to our cozy sanctuary, where the flickering firelight and the scent of aged parchment fill the air, and the enchanting tales of the past come alive. Tonight, we journey into the magical world of young Albus Dumbledore, where the courage of brilliant wizards, the ambition of powerful sorcerers, and the battle between light and dark magic shape legacies that echo through the ages. So, find your most comfortable spot. Let the crackle of the hearth, the rustling of ancient scrolls, and the whispered secrets of the magical realm stir your imagination, and allow yourself to be swept away into these gripping stories of valor, betrayal, and a world forever shaped by the deeds of heroes and villains alike. Let me know in the comments where you're from and what time it currently is. Let's begin. The young Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore arrived at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry on a crisp September morning. His sharp mind, natural curiosity, and innate magical talents set him apart immediately, drawing the attention of professors and students alike. From his first day, it was clear to everyone that young Albus was no ordinary wizard. His eyes, bright and full of wonder, surveyed the towering walls of Hogwarts, already seeing beyond them into the world of magical possibilities. At the sorting ceremony, the sorting hat had barely touched his head before proclaiming, "Gryffindor." Albus joined the House of Courage, though he displayed not just bravery, but an insatiable thirst for knowledge and an unrelenting ambition that would soon shape his future. In his first year, Albus quickly developed a reputation as one of the most inquisitive students Hogwarts had ever seen. He excelled in transfiguration, under the stern but caring guidance of Professor Glynis Woolcroft. She was a strict instructor, but she recognized Albus's potential and pushed him to explore magic in ways few students his age could comprehend. One afternoon, as Professor Woolcroft taught her third-year students about turning objects into animals, Albus raised his hand, his face alight with an eager question. "Professor, is it theoretically possible to transfigure an object to retain elements of its original form, while adopting characteristics of the new one?" The class fell silent. This was a question beyond their level of understanding. Woolcroft paused, intrigued. "That's an advanced concept, Mr. Dumbledore," she replied. "You have a curious mind. In time, with patience and study, you may find the answer." But patience wasn't Albus's strong suit. He spent countless nights in the library, scouring book after book, researching the possibilities of transfiguration and complex spell theory. The dusty shelves and silent corridors of the library became his second home, and Madame Pince, the librarian, often had to shoo him away as she locked up for the night. By his second year, Albus's reputation had grown. His intellect and charm earned him both admiration and envy. One evening, during dinner in the Great Hall, a fifth-year Slytherin named Ambrose Malvern, known for his dueling skills and sharp tongue, took an interest in the young prodigy. Ambrose, with his dark, calculating eyes, approached Albus with a smirk. "So, you're the great Albus Dumbledore," Ambrose sneered. "I've heard you're clever, but cleverness isn't everything, is it?" Albus looked up from his plate, calm but unfazed. "I suppose that depends on what you value, Ambrose." Ambrose's sneer deepened. "Let's see if you're as skilled as they say. A little friendly duel, perhaps?" The hall buzzed with excitement. A duel with Ambrose was practically a rite of passage, though few dared to face him. Despite the pressure, Albus accepted with a nod, his eyes steady. In the dueling club that night, students gathered, eager to witness the showdown. Ambrose began with a swift and powerful stupefy, but Albus anticipated the move, deflecting it with a quick twist of his wand. The duel grew intense, with spells flying, crackling with energy, as Albus and Ambrose matched each other, blow for blow. Finally, with a flick of his wand, Albus cast a disarming charm so swift and precise that Ambrose's wand flew across the room, clattering onto the floor. The students cheered, and Ambrose, though beaten, extended his hand. "Respect, Dumbledore," Ambrose said, a faint smile playing on his lips. Albus shook his hand, earning his first taste of respect from both his peers and those who had once doubted him. By his 4th year, Albus had already explored nearly every corner of Hogwarts, except for one, the Forbidden Forest. Stories of dark creatures, ancient magic, and powerful enchantments kept most students at bay. But to Albus, it was a place filled with untapped mysteries. One chilly night, he sneaked out with his friend, Mira Finch, a fellow Gryffindor known for her adventurous spirit. They wandered along the edge of the forest, their wands casting faint light as they ventured into the shadows. "Mira, just imagine what we could learn in here," Albus whispered, his eyes glinting with excitement. Mira shivered. "I'm all for adventure, Albus, but this place gives me the creeps." Just then, they heard a faint rustling. They turned, wands raised, to see a mysterious silver light flickering through the trees. As they crept closer, they discovered a magnificent centaur, his coat shimmering in the moonlight. The centaur's wise eyes met Albus's, and he nodded knowingly. "You're young," the centaur said, his voice deep and resonant. "Yet your path is entwined with destiny, young wizard." Before Albus could ask what he meant, the centaur disappeared into the trees, leaving him with more questions than answers. That night, Albus's dreams were filled with visions of the forest, the centaur's words echoing in his mind, planting seeds of purpose and destiny that would shape him in the years to come. In his final years, Albus became fascinated with magical artifacts. One day, he stumbled upon an old, dusty book in the restricted section of the library that spoke of the Deathly Hallows, the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Invisibility Cloak. The book described these objects as the keys to ultimate power, and Albus was captivated by the idea. He shared his fascination with Mira, who had become his closest friend and confidant. "Imagine, Mira," he said, his voice hushed with excitement. "Artifacts that could make us masters of magic itself. Just think what we could accomplish." Mira, though intrigued, felt a twinge of unease. "Albus, power like that, it's dangerous. Sometimes things are hidden for a reason." but Albus's curiosity was boundless, and he spent the following months researching the Hallows in secret. His professors noticed his interest in ancient magic, particularly Professor Woolcroft, who had seen many students fall to the allure of power. One afternoon, she called him aside. "Albus, your talent is undeniable," she said, her gaze steady. "But remember, ambition must be tempered with humility. Some knowledge is best left unexplored." Albus nodded, but he couldn't shake the pull he felt toward the unknown. His mind was a maelstrom of possibilities, each more enticing than the last. By the time Albus Dumbledore graduated from Hogwarts, he had already become a legend in the making. His time at the school had been marked by remarkable achievements, fierce rivalries, and friendships that shaped his character. But he had also glimpsed the dangers of ambition, the weight of responsibility, and the thin line between knowledge and wisdom. As he stood on the platform at King's Cross Station, ready to leave Hogwarts, Albus looked back at the castle. He knew his journey was just beginning, that there were secrets waiting to be discovered, and a destiny that awaited him. He had glimpsed the darker paths his life could take, but he had also found strength in the friendships he had forged and the lessons he had learned. The young wizard stepped onto the train, his heart filled with both excitement and a solemn sense of purpose. Albus Dumbledore, once a curious student, was now on the path to becoming one of the greatest wizards of his age, a path that would challenge his values, test his limits, and ultimately shape the legacy he would leave behind. His first destination was the Ministry of Magic, where he had been invited to join the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. The Ministry, a towering labyrinth of corridors and offices, buzzed with the energy of countless witches and wizards. Albus found himself both excited and overwhelmed by the prospect of working alongside some of the most powerful and influential figures in the wizarding world. In his first few weeks at the Ministry, Albus quickly proved his worth. His sharp intellect and keen sense of justice earned him the respect of his colleagues and the attention of his superiors. One day, while sorting through old case files, Albus came across a report that piqued his curiosity. It detailed the discovery of a mysterious artifact in a remote village in the Scottish Highlands. The artifact, described as a small, intricately carved box, was rumored to possess immense magical power. It had been found by a group of villagers who had inadvertently unleashed a series of strange and dangerous phenomena. Intrigued, Albus decided to investigate further. He packed his belongings and set off for the village of Glenhaven, nestled deep within the rugged highlands. Upon arriving, Albus was greeted with wary glances and hushed whispers. The villagers, fearful of the artifact's power, had locked it away in the local church. Albus introduced himself to the village elder, a wise and weathered man named Hamish MacLeod. Hamish led Albus to the church, where the artifact was kept under heavy enchantments. The box was unlike anything Albus had ever seen. Its surface was covered in runes that seemed to shift and shimmer in the light. As he reached out to touch it, a sudden jolt of energy surged through him, revealing flashes of ancient magic and long-forgotten memories. Determined to uncover its secrets, Albus carefully lifted the box and took it back to his temporary lodgings. That night, Albus sat by the fire, the box resting on the table before him. He studied the runes, his mind racing with possibilities. Using a combination of ancient spells and his own ingenuity, Albus began to unravel the enchantments that bound the box. Slowly, the lid creaked open, revealing a dazzling array of crystals and a parchment inscribed with cryptic symbols. As he deciphered the parchment, Albus realized it was a map leading to an ancient relic known as the Eye of Eternity. This relic, according to legend, granted its bearer the ability to see through time itself. Albus knew that such power, in the wrong hands, could be catastrophic. He resolved to find the Eye of Eternity and ensure it was kept safe. With the map as his guide, Albus ventured into the wilds of the Scottish Highlands. The journey was treacherous, filled with perilous landscapes and hidden dangers. Along the way, he encountered a variety of magical creatures, from mischievous pixies to fearsome griffins. Using his wits and his wand, Albus navigated these obstacles, his determination unwavering. The map led Albus to a hidden valley, concealed by powerful enchantments. At the valley's center stood an ancient stone temple, its entrance guarded by a series of intricate puzzles and traps. Albus approached cautiously, his senses heightened. The first trial was a riddle, inscribed on a stone tablet. To pass, one must answer true. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening? Albus smiled, recognizing the ancient riddle. Man, he answered confidently. As a baby, he crawls on all 4s. As an adult, he walks on 2 legs. And in old age, he uses a cane. The stone tablet glowed, and the entrance to the temple opened, revealing a dark and narrow passageway. Albus pressed on, encountering further trials that tested his knowledge, bravery, and magical prowess. He deciphered ancient texts, outwitted enchanted guardians, and navigated treacherous terrain, each step bringing him closer to the Eye of Eternity. At last, Albus reached the inner sanctum of the temple. In the center of the room, on a pedestal of gleaming obsidian, rested the Eye of Eternity. The relic was a crystal orb, swirling with ethereal light and pulsating with ancient magic. As Albus approached, he felt a profound connection to the relic, as if it were calling out to him. With great care, he lifted the eye from its pedestal. The moment he touched it, visions flooded his mind, glimpses of the past, present, and future. He saw himself as a young boy at Hogwarts, his future battles against dark forces, and the enduring legacy he would leave behind. The experience was overwhelming, but Albus remained resolute. He knew that the Eye of Eternity was too powerful to be left unprotected. As he prepared to leave the temple, Albus was confronted by a shadowy figure. The figure revealed itself to be Gellert Grindelwald, a former student of Durmstrang Institute, and a dark wizard obsessed with acquiring powerful artifacts. Grindelwald, recognizing the significance of the eye, demanded that Albus hand it over. Albus stood his ground, his wand at the ready. "This relic must not fall into the wrong hands, Grindelwald," he declared. I will not let you corrupt its power." Grindelwald sneered, his eyes cold and calculating. "You underestimate me, Dumbledore. But very well. Let us see whose resolve is stronger." What followed was a duel of epic proportions. Spells clashed, lighting up the darkened temple with bursts of magical energy. Albus and Grindelwald matched each other blow for blow, their skills and determination equally formidable. The walls of the temple trembled with the force of their magic, ancient stones cracking and crumbling under the strain. Despite Grindelwald's power, Albus's unwavering sense of justice and his deep understanding of magic gave him the upper hand. With a final, decisive spell, Albus disarmed Grindelwald, sending his wand flying across the room. The dark wizard, realizing he had been bested, disappeared into the shadows, vowing revenge. Albus, though exhausted, felt a surge of triumph. He had protected the Eye of Eternity and thwarted Grindelwald's plans, but he knew that this was only the beginning of his journey. With the relic safely concealed, Albus made his way back to the Ministry, determined to ensure that such powerful artifacts would be guarded against those who sought to misuse them. Upon his return, Albus was hailed as a hero. His bravery and ingenuity in protecting the Eye of Eternity earned him accolades from the Ministry and the respect of his peers. But for Albus, the adventure had been more than a quest for glory. It had been a profound lesson in the responsibilities that came with great power. As he stood in his office, gazing out at the bustling streets of wizarding London, Albus felt a deep sense of purpose. He knew that his journey was far from over, that there were many more adventures, challenges, and discoveries ahead. With a heart full of determination and a mind sharpened by experience, Albus Dumbledore embarked on the path that would ultimately define him as one of the greatest wizards of his time. Thus began the legacy of Albus Dumbledore, a wizard whose courage, wisdom, and unyielding sense of justice would inspire generations to come. His adventures would take him to the farthest reaches of the magical world, but his heart would always remain true to the values that had guided him since his days at Hogwarts: the pursuit of knowledge, the protection of the innocent, and the unwavering fight against darkness. The Phoenix's Call. After the intense duel with Gellert Grindelwald, Albus Dumbledore found himself drawn back to Hogwarts, where he began his career as a Transfiguration professor. Despite his significant achievements, Albus felt an inner void, a calling for something greater, something that would shape the very future of the wizarding world. One evening, while grading papers in his dimly lit office, a curious thing happened. A letter arrived, delivered not by owl, but by a magnificent phoenix. The bird's radiant feathers glowed in the candlelight, and Albus recognized it as Fawkes, the legendary phoenix of Hogwarts. The letter, written in an elegant hand, invited Albus to meet an ancient order known as the Keepers of the Phoenix. This secretive group, older than Hogwarts itself, was dedicated to preserving ancient magical knowledge and protecting the world from dark forces. Intrigued, Albus decided to follow the lead. The next morning, Albus set out on his journey. He traveled through bustling towns and serene countrysides, until he reached a secluded forest in the Scottish Highlands. Deep within the forest, he found a hidden enclave, guarded by intricate magical wards. As he approached, the wards shimmered and allowed him passage, acknowledging his pure intentions. Inside the enclave, Albus was greeted by a circle of wise witches and wizards, their eyes filled with the wisdom of centuries. The leader, an elderly witch named Ethelinda, explained the order's purpose and its desperate need for his help. Dark forces were gathering, and ancient prophecies spoke of a looming catastrophe that only a true master of magic could prevent. Ethelinda led Albus to the heart of the enclave, where a massive, ancient tree stood. The tree's branches were adorned with countless glowing runes, each one pulsating with magical energy. At the base of the tree lay a large, ornate chest, bound with powerful spells. "The chest of eternity," Ethelinda said, her voice echoing with reverence. "Within it lies the Codex of Aradia, an ancient tome that contains powerful spells and secrets of the magical world. It can only be opened by someone with a heart, pure, and a mind sharp. We believe you are that person, Albus." Albus approached the chest, feeling a mixture of excitement and apprehension. He raised his wand, muttered an incantation, and the chest slowly opened, revealing the codex. As he touched the tome, a vision engulfed him. He saw a world engulfed in darkness, with shadowy figures spreading fear and destruction. But he also saw a glimmer of hope, a powerful light that could vanquish the darkness. Determined to decipher the codex and prevent the dark prophecy, Albus spent days and nights studying its ancient pages. The codex revealed many powerful spells and rituals, but it also spoke of a hidden artifact, the heart of the Phoenix. This artifact, said to be hidden in the ancient ruins of Atlantis, had the power to restore balance to the world. With the Keeper's blessings, Albus embarked on a perilous journey to find the heart of the Phoenix. His quest led him to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, where the mythical city of Atlantis lay in ruins. Protected by ancient magic and guarded by fearsome creatures, the city was a formidable challenge. Albus navigated through underwater mazes, battled fierce sea serpents, and solved intricate puzzles left by the ancient Atlanteans. After days of relentless effort, he finally reached the heart of the city, where the artifact was hidden. The heart of the Phoenix was a magnificent, glowing crystal, radiating immense power. Just as Albus reached for the artifact, a dark figure appeared. Vorath, a powerful dark wizard and a follower of Grindelwald. Vorath had been tracking Albus, hoping to claim the heart of the Phoenix for his own nefarious purposes. A fierce duel ensued, with spells and curses lighting up the ancient ruins. Albus fought valiantly, drawing upon all his knowledge and skills. In a final, desperate move, he summoned the power of the heart of the Phoenix, unleashing a blinding light that engulfed Vorath, banishing him into the void. Exhausted, but victorious, Albus returned to the surface. With the heart of the Phoenix, he brought it back to the Keepers of the Phoenix, who used its power to restore balance and peace to the magical world. Albus's journey with the Keepers was far from over. He continued to work with them, learning and growing, always ready to protect the world from the shadows that threatened it. His adventures with the Keepers would become the stuff of legends, inspiring future generations of witches and wizards. And so, Albus Dumbledore's story continued, filled with courage, wisdom, and the unyielding pursuit of justice and harmony. The heart of the Phoenix remained a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest times, light could always prevail. As the tale of young Albus Dumbledore's valor, treachery, and the echoes of ancient magic comes to a close, let the lessons of our heroes and villains remind us of the delicate balance between honor and betrayal. Remember, my fellow adventurers, that even in the darkest of times, the light of bravery and the bonds of fellowship can guide us through the storm. Thank you for joining me tonight. Until next time, may your dreams be filled with the songs of forgotten wizards and the promise of new quests. Good night.